Yes, we did it. India won, and it was a hard-fought victory, right? It was not easy. It was a team effort, basically. I can't point a single player who made the difference. It was complete team effort. Um, and also, they were all the non-Indians who were not supporting India. Almost everybody from the other countries, other fans, other analysts, commentators, they were supporting New Zealand. But still, against all odds, India won. um, uh, the background that I have, many fans like me would have thought about that, envisioned this, that India will win on 9th March. It was an amazing Sunday. There were lots of ups and downs during India's chase, but yeah, India crossed the line. Um, there were a lot of positives. We'll analyze the game a little later, but before that, if you are watching my video and if you like it, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel. So before I start, I have this message for humanity. This is a very important message, not only in cricket, but also in life. So pay attention to this. Yes, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. I think this was the most iconic statement that went viral in the last 2 weeks. Um, and that was the wise cricket player who gave that statement to us. It also reminds me of another statement that went viral in the 2022 T20 World Cup in Australia, and it was Kudrat Ka Nizam. It's still viral. Many people still use that. So yeah. Coming back to the game, India definitely were the favorites. It was their game to lose, although the Kiwis on their day, with their process and professionalism, can beat any team on their day. So and there were two concern areas that I had mentioned in my last video. One was related to India's quick bowling, and it again kind of backfired, although nobody will talk about it now. But India's quick bowling was not too great in the final. Pandya leaked out a lot of runs in the first 3 overs. Shami was also not up to the mark. He also leaked a lot of runs. So I think that was an area of concern already for me, and it just kind of proved in the game. Second was New Zealand's fielding. From an Indian perspective, New Zealand's fielding was a concern area where they saved like 20 to 30 runs easily, and they saved that. Although it was not 100%, I would say. They dropped a lot of catches, not a lot, but two actually, two catches. And if you take away those two catches, well, their fielding was totally up to the mark. They were really electric in the field, and who can forget Shubman Gill's catch by Glenn Phillips? Well, it was out of the world. So I will give like 90% marks to New Zealand in fielding. If they would have held those two catches, I don't know what the result could have been. And then they would have a lot of things that would have been said about India's performance. So the margins are very thin when you come to these crunch games. Anyways, let's analyze the game, and I have a slideshow here. So coming to the final match highlights, the opening stand was crucial. That's the key, I think, for India winning this tournament. And Rohit's batting that we have seen helped the cause. The way he came out all guns blazing, and then he had that 105 run stand with Shubman Gill was kind of the game changer, I would say. If that start was not given, or if India were like 10 for 1 or 20 for 2 or something like that, we could have a very different result. So let's not forget Rohit's contribution here. Then the Indian spinners came to the party. How Rachin Ravindra was going, I think credit goes to Rohit for bringing Kuldeep early, because if you see in the previous games, he brought Akshar Patel first and then Kuldeep. So here he did this change. I don't know if it was part of the strategy or it was a sudden kind of a tactical move, but yeah, it paid off, and Kuldeep bowled beautifully. So did Varun, and Akshar and Jadeja were also good. So all four spinners kind of did not allow New Zealand to get away during the middle overs. Then Ravindra and Bracewell were really good. Ravindra, the way he came out, some of his shots were really good, and he could have taken the game away from India. He could have scored another century. I don't know. The way he was batting was amazing. But yeah, thanks to Kuldeep to get rid of him. And Bracewell at the end made a lot of difference. They could have just gone out for 220 or something, but Bracewell made sure they crossed 250. So again, Bracewell is a really good all-rounder now. I think he can become a very good all-rounder in the future. Then, as I predicted before, New Zealand fielding, although they dropped 2 catches, but still the fielding saved a lot of runs. They put India under a lot of pressure in the middle overs. Yeah, and I have to put this photo, like nobody can forget this catch of Shubman Gill. It was an amazing catch, one of the best ever, I would say. And then kudos to KL Rahul. He was calm under pressure. He made sure that India crossed the line, and his sixes were really good sixes. They were clean hits, and I think he has come back into good form for the IPL. Finally, New Zealand were really good. They fought really hard. They were in the game till last few overs were bowled. So I think a lot of credit to them how they bowled. Even the spinners were good. Santner somehow has something against India. He always bowls very good, very well against India. So those were the highlights from my point of view. Please let me know if you have any other points that you thought I have missed. There was a debate between Dhoni's fans and Rohit's fans during or after the game, after India won the title, and I think the difference is a little bit less now, but still I feel Dhoni is one of the greatest captains ever, who captained India, and one of the things, as you can see in this infographic, by the way, I've taken it from Sportskira again. They bring some really great infographics. So if you see, the difference really is between Dhoni winning one day title more than Rohit. Rohit has still not won any one-day World Cup. But apart from that, if you see T20 World Cups 1:1, Champions Trophy 1:1, even the IPL titles 5:5, and the Asia Cup also 2:2. So it's very little to choose between these two, but yeah, I would say still Dhoni has the edge. What we learned finally from the Champions Trophy 2025, again for the last three ICC tournaments, we have seen that Rohit comes at the top of the order. He just blazes through. He just does not let the bowlers settle in a rhythm, both in T20 as well as in one-day formats. So he has created his own method. It's not just blind slogging; it's a method, I would say, and he has become a master at it. Also, Rachin is a rising superstar. He won the Player of the Tournament as well as the Golden Bat Award. So he had the maximum number of runs in the tournament. He made a big impact for New Zealand. So I'm looking forward to seeing Rachin Ravindra as part of the CSK team in the IPL. I've taken this this quote from Tony Greig. I borrowed it. The Tony Greig used this quote for Jonty Rhodes, but it will fit to Glenn Phillips also, that 75% of Earth is covered with water and the rest is covered by Glenn Phillips. Then the next one is that Afghanistan can beat any other team on a given day, and that is very true. Although it's a little patchy, but they have the players who can make a big difference. Mind you that some of the senior players might retire for Afghanistan, but we have to see how the young players come into the picture. So another exciting team to watch out for. And in this tournament, in Champions Trophy, I would say Afghanistan was much better than many other teams. Right, so let's look out for them in the coming tournaments. Also, we learned that countries who get out of the tournament first make the most number of noise, or they complain the most, and I covered that in my last video, so you can watch that. Finally, my favorite quote from the Champions Trophy: "Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn." Okay, let's move to the next part of this video. So coming to the Did You Know section for this video. So with the final win, now India has won 23 out of the last 24 ICC tournament games. And we know which one India lost on November 19, 2023. Nobody can forget that. Also, Ibrahim Zadran's 177 is the highest individual score in the Champions Trophy history. He made it against England. Also, Daryl Mitchell's 50 of 91 balls against India in the final was the second slowest 50 in ODIs for any New Zealand batsman since 2011. And many analysts have told that this was a big reason why New Zealand lost, because Daryl Mitchell batted so slowly. He could have batted a little faster, or had gotten out early so that Michael Bracewell had more balls to play with. But yeah, this seems to be one of the reasons that people are attributing to when it comes to New Zealand losing the final. And finally, Australia now holds the record for the highest run chase in any ICC tournament, and they scored 352, or they chased 352 against England at Lahore. So that's the highest score right now. Well, the answers to last video's trivia time. So I asked you, which Kiwi batsman made 102 not out in the 2000 ICC Champions Trophy final at Nairobi? It's Chris Gaines. There are many people like me who will never forget that innings. It was kind of an unbelievable knock. Every Indian supporter was thinking that India will easily win the match, but Chris Gaines stood against India and single-handedly won that title for New Zealand. Which Indian bowler took 4 for 38 in the final of the 2030 ICC Champions Trophy, helping India defend 129 runs in 20 overs? It was Ravichandran Ashwin. he bowled magnificently, and India, I think, won by 1 run or something. So it was a great bowling by Ashwin. And finally, with which country did India share the 2002 Champions Trophy title when the final as well as the reserve day were washed out? Actually, the game started twice. On the second day also the game started, but the rain started at almost the same time when Sehwag was batting and Indian innings had started. I always believed that India could have won that game easily, but again, we had to share the title with Sri Lanka. So that's about the answers to the last week's trivia time. Coming to the last section, which is the trivia section, I have again 3 trivia questions for you. One is, who sang the ICC Champions Trophy theme song for this year? It's called Jeeto Bazi Khel Ke. So who sang this theme song? So Rohit Sharma lost his 12th consecutive toss in the final, and he actually equaled the record till now of losing 12 straight toss. So whose record did he equal? Who made this record many years earlier? And then the final question, where will the next edition of Champions Trophy happen in 2029? So you can mention the answers to these questions below this video, or you can DM me anyways, and I will mention your name in the next video. Thank you so much. It was great making this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Till next time, bye-bye.